Well, being a drunk idiot, I'm pretty used to waking up and finding something stupid that I did. But it's not all day every day. You wake up and you find gay fan fiction written about something I had an idea about in a comment on YouTube a while ago. So let's do this. Ollie laughs, a bit held back, uncertain. Violently irrelevant raises an eyebrow, a stern look on his face that excruciatingly slowly softens into a crooked smile. You don't like it? Might it be that dark red isn't your color? Ollie looks to the side, doing whatever he can to keep back a blush. His dark mane, deep emerald body, and matching eyes would actually quite nicely complement the red dress. It's just the fact that it's a frilly, revealing little piece of clothing. French-made, some would say. Something to complement a female figure. Look, I know I said things, just I don't know about this whole... Ollie falls silent. Irrelevant steps forward, smile unwavering as he holds up the dress as if to measure it against Ollie's frame. Lacking in the hips department, the rest is slim, tight and smooth. This is going to be glorious. It is Ollie's turn to raise a brow. He shakes his head slowly and looks to the drink in his hand. Perhaps it will be glorious, but that is not in his mind. Strange, different and perhaps degrading are the thoughts dancing around his head. Thrilling. Awful. He blinks slowly and raises his glass to his lips, eyeing the dress held up before him. Along with the thrill and awfulness comes the profound feeling of curiosity, something he is unable to shake. Fine, I'll play along. Ollie reaches out with his free hand and snatches the intricate little dress from Irrelevant's broad grey hand. The reaction from the tall, angular fellow is to simply replace a smile with a sharper grin. Don't forget the details. There's lingerie to go with that little thing. Check the hanger. See you soon, sweet hooves. Ollie exhales sharply, finishes his glass, puts it down and storms off into the adjacent room, not realizing how stereotypically feminine he just acted. Irrelevant breathes in deep and smells for himself as he steps over to the nearby sofa to sit down and enjoy some more drink of his own. The minutes tick by and there's a light bit of crashing and swearing from the other room. Irrelevant simply snickers and busies himself with finding the proper cinematic entertainment. This will definitely be worth the wait. A good few more minutes and the careful clopping of hooves is heard approaching. Out of the other room, slowly, walks a lovely visage. Dressed up, done up, sparsely but correctly, from head to hoof. Properly combed mane, rich amounts of eyeliner, none of it expertly applied, but the fact that it is there to begin with just makes it all better. He even glossed his lips. Down the neck, a silk choker. Onto shoulders and chest, the tight frilly dress offers a modest cleavage and covers the upper arms. A corset and long gloves. Then for the really interesting part, a short, layered skirt, accompanied by long, striped thigh highs. The combination gives just the right amount of view of skin. Ah, so it did fit proper. Come now, give us a spin. Ollie is silent. He is blushing. Or is that makeup blush? Matters not. He takes another unsure step, but soon stops again as Irrelevant tilts his head to the side, eyebrow cocked. Ollie breathes in as deep as he can in the corset and closes his eyes. A dainty spin, fairly well executed. He swallows and opens his eyes to see Irrelevant pat his own thigh with one hand. Come here, no doubt. Ollie walks over, stiffly, gaze lowered. He does not look up until he is by the sofa. Expecting a wild grin, he is surprised to find Irrelevant wearing a mysterious little smirk. Ollie approaches, sits down on the sofa, reluctant but poised enough. He looks at the screen in front of them, but soon freezes up and looks to the side. Irrelevant has slung an arm around his shoulders and meets his gaze. He breathes in deep and pulls pulls Ollie close. I hope you like cheesy fantasy. We're watching Stardust. Ollie just blinks. The tall grey bastard just managed to make the situation even more absurd. He looks back to the screen and mumbles, "This fantasy is already cheesy enough." Irrelevant responds only by reaching for the remote and squeezing Ollie's shoulder at the same time. Press play. Intro sequence. Irrelevant twines his long fingers in Ollie's mane. A shiver goes through the dolled-up stallion again. Why? This would not be uncomfortable if it wasn't for the clothing. Is it silly or is it hot? Is he playing a part? He does not even know anymore. Whiskey and wine took care of that. He swallows and attempts to focus on the film. A few minutes pass. The movie's not terrible. He begins relaxing with the long arm around him. The subtle touches and approaches are not bad either. Romantically wooed. After getting lured into the outfit of a clothing fetishist's wet dream, things could be worse. He leans against Irrelevant and hums softly as a grey finger strokes his cheek. His eyes divert from the screen for just a second, as if to get his bearings. He notices something rather significant, an obvious bulge in Irrelevant's pants. He's really enjoying all of this, isn't he? Is it the romance or the humiliation? Perhaps both. Perhaps none.